I'm sure, like, well, yeah, I'm not sure if many of you are aware of this, but in Nova Scotia, like, I guess the public health authority there or whoever it is, like, they're saying that kids can get jabbed without parental consent, so meaning they don't need like the parents' permission if they want to get inoculated. So, which that should concern every parent, especially if you're Nova Scotia. So I'm gonna pull up an article right now, which like helps, which has like more details about it. So so this is an article from True North. It says children can get COVID-19 shots without parents' permission, and it says Nova Scotia there. So then it says Nova Scotia's Department of Health and Wellness has confirmed to True North that there's no minimum age for minors to consent to a COVID-19 jab without their parents' approval. Mature minors can consent to jabs if a jab provider finds them capable of doing so. This is according to the department's media relations advisor, Marla McInnes. Nova Scotia does not have a minimum age for giving consent for healthcare decisions, McInnes told True North. It is recommended that parents or guardians and their children discuss consent for COVID-19 immunization. However, parental/guardian consent is not required for mature minors, and consent given by mature minors cannot be overturned by parents or guardians. A mature minor is a person under the age of 19 who is able to understand the purpose of the immunization, the benefits and possible reactions of the COVID-19 jab, and the risk of not getting immunized. Mature minors can legally book an appointment and consent to or refuse immunizations. McInnes goes on to say that it's up to those who give the injections to decide if the child is mature enough to receive them. In order to be considered a mature minor, the immunization provider must assess the youth's ability to consent and ability to understand the information given. She added, if the youth is assessed as being unable to give informed consent, a substitute decision maker must be involved, for example, a parent or guardian. A mature minor is a person under the age of 19 who is able to understand the purpose of the immunization, the benefits and possible reactions of the COVID-19 jab, and the risk of not getting immunized. Mature minors can legally book. Um, okay, I think I already read that. I, yeah, I think I just read that part. It says, okay, I think I just read that part. And it says, currently Nova Scotia is not administering. Um, in order to be considered a mature minor, the immunization provider must assess the ability. Okay, I just read that part, and then it says Nova Scotia is not administering jobs through schools, but clinics have been set up at the IWK Health Center in Nova Scotia's Children's Hospital for those between the ages of 5 and 11. The Nova Scotia Health Authority draft public health manual on school immunization clinics states that health officials do not need to share a child's jab records with parents or guardians if the child doesn't want them to know. Sharing of personal health information or consent of a minor was granted for immunization. If a student is assessed as capable of providing informed consent for immunization, um, the record of such an immunization should be provided directly to the student. No further communication with the parent or guardian about the immunization should occur without the consent of the student. So, so in these like two paragraphs here, they're admitting that the, the parent that the student yeah that the parents like students they don't have to like tell their parents like whether they've gotten the jab or not. So and they're saying like it's up to the student if they want the schools or the clinic or the jab clinics to like disclose that information. So they're saying that's up to the kids or to the mature minors to like if they want to disclose that or not. So then it says Health Canada had approved COVID-19 jabs for children between ages of 5 and 11 earlier this month, and jabs are currently being rolled out across the country. Okay, like that's the end of this article. So so yeah, here it okay. So here they're saying that yeah. So in this article, they're talk the province of Nova Scotia is like allowing is, is saying that kids can get jabs without their parents' consent, like if they're below the age of 19. So this is similar to what like Niagara region did before they got caught, where they were saying that like that kids didn't need like parental consent to get jabs. So, but then I think they had to reverse that decision because of a backlash they received on social media. So yeah, like I think like Niagara region tried like said something similar to this, but I think they had to they had to like reverse their like yeah they had to like basically like reverse what they said about all that. So yeah, but now apparently Nova Scotia is like trying to do the same thing too, where they're saying that kids don't need parental consent if they want to get jobs. So this should be really concerning to people in Nova Scotia, especially if you're a parent. So as they're gonna try and like inoculate your kid without like behind your back or without your knowledge. So that should you should like really be concerned as a parent about that. So yeah, so that was the end of that article. So you can close that now. So yeah, so yeah. So this is how so it's a problem. It's not only like so yeah, like even the maritime or Atlantic provinces, they're like having issues too with all this like jab stuff. So it's not only like Ontario things. So even like the are having so even the maritime provinces are having issues like this too. So I want to like pull up another article now, but this one's from Ontario. So okay, so this one's also from True North. It says Peel students must be jabbed to play high school sports. So parents in the Peel School District of Ontario are being told their children ages 12 and up must be fully jabbed against COVID-19 in order to play sports against other schools. This is according to a letter sent to True North by a concerned parent. The parent whose child attends Cawthra Park Secondary School, Mississauga, told True North that she's worried about the potential side effects of the COVID-19 jab, particularly among youth. I am concerned about the division that this type of mandate will create between the jabbed and unjabbed students. I fear that it has become a tool of coercion by the board for students to play sports. This concerns me because of the high rate of myocarditis, especially with young adolescent boys. Well, whoever this, yeah, so she's not wrong about that, as it's now like being mentioned. How even athletes they're beginning to suffer adverse effects from the jab too. So she's not like yeah, so she's not wrong in what she's saying about how um yeah, like young adolescent boys are at risk of suffering from heart problems like myocarditis and pericarditis. So yeah, like what she's saying, like she's not wrong about it. So because it seems like now yeah, it seems like now they're going after like the sports now when it comes to the jobs. So it seems like now the next target is people who play sports. as like I guess now like the schools or public health or whatever, they're saying that they have to be jabbed in order to participate or like to to engage in like sports now. So now they're coming for like athletes or people or just people who play sports in general. So yeah, they seem to be like the next target for these jobs. So and it says the school is asking adolescents to choose between playing sports they love and taking experimental medication with serious side effect risks, including death. If you also read the letter from the school carefully, there is no option for exemption for religious slash creed reasons, which deeply concerns me as well for those who morally chose not to inject themselves with this gene therapy. So yeah, whoever this parent is, it sounds like they know their stuff. So like, yeah, they're not wrong about that. Because these jobs are still going through like clinical trials, so yeah, like there's no long-term data to even proves if they're safe or not. So, but yet now they're trying to force kids to take these shots, so it's a problem. Then it says, according to the school's letter, which appears to have been written by Cawthra Park principal Tyler McLeod, they are mandating the jab to reduce the potential spread of COVID-19. As per the recommendation of Peel Public Health, effective immediately, secondary school students 12 years of age and over, coaches and volunteers will be required to be fully jabbed against COVID-19 to participate in any inter-school outdoor high contact sports as defined by the Region of Peel Secondary School Athletic Association and all inter-school indoor sports slash activities. Peel District School Board (PDSB) has confirmed the policy to True North. PDSB Communications Manager Malin Edwards replied to the statement that letters had been sent out by secondary school principals and that the policy was based on a recommendation by PL Public Health. So, so note this part here. Recommendation. So recommendation. It's not even like something like they have to like do. It's just like a suggestion. But like apparently that now the schools in Peel region now they're trying to say how it's like mandatory to like get inoculated in order to participate in sports if you're above the age of 12. So yeah, like this is the problem too, is that like these mandates, they're not even like law. They're not even like laws. They're just like recommendations or suggestions. But these schools and like even businesses, they misinterpret them as if they're law. And now they're trying to force it on people. So it's a huge problem. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, yeah, like these are all just like these mandates or whatever you want to call it that like that the public health or government is pushing on people. Like they're not even laws. They're just like suggestions or recommendations. But like the schools and even like some of even like the businesses, they're like misinterpreting this stuff as if they're law, and they think that they must like force like people to like get inoculated in order to like participate in whatever it is. And, like in this case, it's like sports. So yeah, like the school apparently they think the the recommendation is something that they actually have to implement, and now they're trying to force kids to get jabbed in order to participate in sports and other extracurricular activities. So like this is what fear does, and in Canada especially, it seems like everyone's like like everyone just is like they'll do stuff out of fear or out of like something out of I don't know like a fine or something like that. So it's like a lot of people they don't think this stuff through. They just do it like they just do it like blindly or without giving it a thought. So it says on November 19, 2021, in order to reduce the potential spread of COVID-19, Peel Public Health issued a recommendation that school boards require students 12 years of age and over, coaches and volunteers to be full that school board was a potential spread of COVID-19. Peel Public Health issued a recommendation require students 12 years of age and over, coaches and volunteers to be fully jabbed against COVID-19 to participate in do or they have to do. So it's just an idea or like a suggestion. So but again they're missing the schools are mis like the schools are misinterpreting that as if they're law. So then it says a school board employee speaking on condition of anonymity told True North that staff were not told about the new policy or that a letter was being sent out to parents. On September 16, the PTSB rejected a mandatory workplace jab policy, calling the decision to get jabbed personal and voluntary. Well, I wonder what happened because now they're trying to force it on people. So, like I wonder what caused them to change their decision from saying it's personal and voluntary to now like forcing everyone to get it. So then it says according to government statistics, only 8 of the 29,530 deaths in Canada due to COVID have occurred in the 12 to 19 age group, less than 0.0003%. Wow. So that's like less than like 1%. So only 8 of the 29,000 deaths have occurred in the 12 to 19 age group. And then it says the age group also accounted for less than 1% of total hospitalizations. And yet these are the same age. This is the same age group that they're forcing to get jabbed for some reason, even though they're like the least affected age group. So and also this is the same age group that ends up with like the most problems after getting the jab, like problems such as myocarditis and pericarditis and all these other heart issues and also like blood clots too. So it's just very disturbing, like all just, like what they're doing. 'Cause- so yeah, that's the end of this article. So Yeah, so that's the end of the article now. So we can close that now. Yeah, like what like the PTSB or the PL District School Board is doing, they're trying to force they're trying to force kids to now like get the job if they want to participate in sports or any other extra curricular activities. So even though like even though like it was like just suggested to them as it was like the idea of like jabbing kids 12 years of age and over, that was just like a suggestion or a recommendation. It wasn't like something like mandatory they had to do, but like I unfortunately like I guess the school board they misinterpret that as if it was law or something. So now they're forcing the kids to get jabbed if they want to like participate in sports or anything like that. So yeah, like it's really like yeah, it's really like how do I say it? It's very like disturbing like how they're trying to force like the 12 to 19 age group to get jabbed even though like they're the least affected age group, and they also happen to be the same they also happen to be the age group that experiences the most problems after getting the jab, like the like heart problems such as myocarditis and other issues like blood clots and all that. So the 12 to 19 age group, they're like at the most risk of suffering problems from the jab. So and yeah, it seems like now like these government and public health officials like seems like now they're targeting it seems like now that they're like targeting athletes or people who participate in sports in general to get the jab, as it's being mentioned how like a lot of athletes are now like having issues like heart problems, or yeah, like they're suffering the same problems too, like particularly like the male athletes. So yeah, like they're suffering problems like the um like myocarditis and all that, and some cases even like they're also suffering like blood clots as well. So yeah, and also in some cases like they're collapsing too all of a sudden, like which that should be like concerning. So yeah, like I hope like parents especially are paying attention to this, as like now they're coming for the kids. So that's everything I want to talk about. I'll be signing off now.